When you're hunted by your own country, do you give up or do you go rogue? So we're here at Brennan Theaters watching Mission Impossible Rogue Nation. This is actually the 5th movie in the franchise, every single one of them led by Tom Cruise. It seems like the further in they go into the franchise, the more we're seeing more twists, more turns. They have to surprise you. So they can't just use the same tricks they used in the last movie. They've got to invent new tricks. They've got to new twists and turns and spin you around and everything else. When it comes to the action in these movies, it's always top-notch. The action is edge of your seat. Don't know what's going to happen next. Just absolute craziness. Some of the stunts in this movie, I'm not even sure how they pulled them off. When it comes to the acting in this movie, not exactly top-notch. There are moments where you're like, kind of one-dimensional. There are moments where a character will deliver a line and it's like a little cliche. It doesn't really pull too much away from the movie, but at the same time, there were a few lines in the movie that kind of made me cringe a little bit. So, a little rough on there, but you come for the action, you come for the espionage, and that's the whole point. When it comes to the overall feel of the movie, it really keeps that same thing. From the first movie up to this movie, it has that same concept behind it, where you're constantly guessing. You want to know what's going to happen next, who is who, what the ultimate plot of the movie is, because you never really know until the end exactly what's going on. It's kind of a ride. You start the movie, you strap yourself in, and then at the end of the movie, you just kind of catch your breath and wipe the sweat off your brow. It's definitely a lot of fun. I'm going to give this movie an 8 out of 10. It's not my favorite Mission Impossible movie. I actually enjoyed Ghost Protocol the most, but it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. I did not guess everything that was going to happen in this movie. It surprised me a number of times, which is exactly what you want from a Mission Impossible movie. So now let's find out what our secret agents have to say. So, Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, what'd you think?
It's definitely one of the best James Bond movies Mission Impossible movies I've seen. No, but seriously, I mean, it had all those sort of classic elements of like a good James Bond movie, right? It had like the kind of creepy villain, mysterious, and then you have the sexy lady, like maybe she's a double agent, maybe she's a triple agent, but she's, looks good in a dress and she can hand-to-hand combat fight. You've got the like tech guy with all the gadgets. You don't have to know all the other films. You really don't have to have seen any of them to really enjoy this, I think. I mean, I've seen all of them. I've seen the old TV show, but it's really not like any kind of continued storyline. It's just sort of stand apart. So tons of action. Each movie has Tom Cruise doing some like one insane thing, right? He's either like hanging off a cliff face, or he's hanging off a train face, or this movie he's hanging off of the face of a plane. He always just likes to hang off of things, and you're like, whoa, how is he doing that? You wouldn't think that like 120 minutes of him hanging off of a face of a thing would be that interesting, but the plot was actually pretty good. Again, kind of shades of James Bond, like Skyfall storyline, plot-wise. Just enjoyable from start to finish. Some things you don't know what's coming up, and I always like that.
I enjoyed this movie. I have not seen any of the other ones, though. So I can't say how much different or how it flowed with any of the other ones. I do want to go see the other ones now because of this movie. I really liked how I was sitting there thinking, hey, I got it. I know what's going on. No, I don't. It took me the other way all of a sudden. But I really enjoyed the fact that it did keep me on my seat. There was some scenes with the action and everything where I cringed because, I don't know, maybe because I've been in a motorcycle accidents and stuff like that and seen people get hurt. I don't know, maybe it just makes me cringe. It really kept me on the edge of my seat and watching it, and I really enjoyed it. Like I said, to the point where I'm going to have to go see the other ones now. All in all, this movie really was a great movie. Had fun watching it. It did not disappoint me, which was good because I was not looking forward to a disappointing movie this week at all. But good movie.
About as good as I expected it to be considering it's produced by J.J. Abrams. Though he didn't co-write it or direct it this time, he is the producer behind it, so I expect it to be about as good as its predecessors. Not the best Mission Impossible film ever. I would have to go with Ghost Protocol, which you also liked as well. Mission Impossible 2 is my most favorite. I watched that when I was 13 when it first came out. It was like the action movie for me at the time. One problem I have with this movie is it lacks the personal, emotional depth to these characters that we kind of missed out, that we got to see in number 3 and 4 because J.J. Abrams had more direct involvement with it. Therefore, he made the characters more personal and more emotion was involved. With this movie, it was more shallow and we were more into the professionalism of what these characters do for a living, which is fine because that's how it was in the first two Mission Impossible movies. So we're going back to the meat and potatoes of the whole thing. It doesn't have to have deep character development to be a great movie. It's a great action flick, great stunt work, great visual effects where they were at. Sometimes it's hard to tell these days. Great cinematography, great sound editing. The sound really popped out with the guns, but lack of character development, the emotional depth that I appreciated for 3 and 4 was not there. Out of 10, I'll give this a 7.5.
It's a solid 8 for me, definitely. There's some sort of eye-rolling moments, like your really cliched, like naked guy running away from 10 guys with guns and they can't hit him with one bullet with machine guns. I'm like, okay, this isn't 1984. I mean, come on.
I will give this one an 8. And the reason being is because it's not a perfect movie. I did enjoy it, but I think I needed to see the other ones to enjoy this one as much as everybody else could have.
To see last week's review, click right here. If you haven't done so already, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like the video, comment down below, and as always, we're letting you know before you go at Brennan Theater. You good? Is it recording for more than 10 seconds? I mean, it's only Mike touches it that it turns off, but...
I think we're good now, right?
Don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe to the channel. If you enjoyed the video, no. So don't forget to like, favorite, and subscribe our movies. This is the one I always mess up.
Those will come.
Those will come. Yeah, the movies are coming soon. Yeah.